If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from okay to very high. Know your sleep score with Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie sleep solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Hello and welcome to Allegedly Astrology. Each week we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history.
Thanks so much to everyone for listening to our show. If you want to support us, you can leave us a 5-star review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
And if you do leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and DM us a screenshot of your review, we'll make you a custom meme of your big three and send you a quick write-up about it.
We also have a very cool and exclusive Patreon. So if you want more awesome astrology content, join us at patreon.com/allegedlyastrology.
And make sure you follow us. We're Allegedly Astrology on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and Allegedly Astro on Twitter. You could also visit our website, allegedlyastrology.com, to learn more about us and the show.
You can also book a reading with me at astrologyreadingsbydana@gmail.com. And that email is linked in the show notes. And here's an update. I'm doing a new format for readings. So I don't know if it's going to be temporary or permanent, but I'm reducing my price from 125 to 100, and I'm increasing the time from 60 minutes to 75 minutes. And instead of doing a bunch of notes, a lot of preparation, it's going to be more of a dialogue, and it's going to be on the fly, but those are usually the best parts of the readings. I will start booking for the month of June, and it's late May, so that's very soon, you guys. So hit me up if that sounds interesting to you.
Hit Dana up, you guys. All right. So, Dana, what are we talking about on this episode?
The summer house scandal.
Yes, the summer house scandal, the summer house saga, I like to call it. But the latest Bravo scandal involves the cast members of Summer House, West and Amanda, confirming their relationship. And it's taken social media by storm. Even RIHANNA is involved. So let's learn a little bit about this particular scandal and its astrology. And buckle up, because today is going to basically be an all synastry episode.
Hell yeah. So if you don't know or don't care about Bravo shows, Summer House is a show on Bravo about rich New Yorkers that share a Hamptons rental home in the summer. And among the cast of 13-ish people, there was a married couple, Amanda and Kyle, that were clearly heading towards separation or divorce on the latest season. And over many seasons, viewers watched their relationship deteriorate, and eventually it did. So what is their synastry like, Dana?
Okay, Kyle Cook was born on August 4th, 1982 in Maryland, USA, and we don't know what time, but we have on good authority from Stars by Alyssa Polinsky that he is a Taurus rising. And Amanda was born July 24th, 1991 in Hillsborough, New Jersey, and same source, Leo rising.
I always forget what an age gap they have. That every time I see it,
Yeah.
it surprises me.
Yeah, because he acts like a child.
He does not seem old. But then now that I know he is, I'm like, this is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, so this synastry, I get it, but it's also in my elder years, I just don't want any of this. None for me. So Kyle's, again, a Leo sun, an Aquarius moon, a Taurus rising. Amanda's a Leo sun, a Capricorn moon, and a Leo rising. So with this, his Taurus rising is in her 10th house. So she becomes more famous because of him. And her rising is in his 4th house. So she becomes his mother to him.
Oh,
in a way.
yeah. And now he's so having a crisis being a DJ.
I bet. That's so insane. That's not okay. So yeah, so they both have the same sun signs and they both have Saturn ruled moons. So there's a lot of affinity and a lot of affirmations are necessary. And then also affirmations necessary being the Leo sun and then affirmations denied being the Saturn moon. So it's like warfare in that way. And then Amanda's South Node is conjunct Kyle's Venus. This is heavy as fuck. There's just so much gravity in this relationship and it's in Cancer. So yeah, she becomes mommy. And there's very much like heart of the ocean vibes in a way that I can't necessarily describe, but it's true. And Kyle's Venus is in her 12th house, and like him cheating on her and then lying or literally forgetting about it is this pattern that they seem to have, which is very like his Venus in her 12th house.
I
Because
know. I watched this clip from them fighting, like it's like an in the city or the city, which is like the new spin-off of this show. And they were talking, and she was like, "You literally cheated on me." And he was like, "That was before we were married." And she's like, "No, you cheated on me while we were married. There was a video of you making out with someone." He's like, "Oh, okay."
not even,
Like he
not
like
even,
denied it, but then like just was like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay,
there's a
let's
video.
move
You saw the
on."
video, whatever. Their nodes they have opposite nodes. So that, again, that's like their 9-year age gap. So this adds to the gravity concept. They're just totally magnetized to each other and literally compelled to stay together. Amanda's moon in Uranus and Neptune are conjunct Kyle's South Node. So this is like a memory. It's a past life. It's deja vu when they meet. And being with her is like he like gains an extra sensibility or an extra sense, a sixth sense, or maybe a third. I don't know how many senses he has. Amanda's Venus-Mars conjunction is in Kyle's 5th house of leisure, romance, sex, dating, gambling, games of chance. So this is the house of the chase in relationships. This is how and when in like early they make each other feel good. I say early in the relationship for sure, but then also pre-marriage. So then marriage is the 7th house. And once they get married, the 7th house activates. So Amanda's Pluto's in Kyle's 7th house. And this is where shit gets more tough, and obsessive, intense, like for both of them. And also there's like more power struggles with Pluto, unless I guess there's just sometimes like things you can't avoid for sure. But yeah, it becomes something that they have to deal with, whether or not they want to. And then Amanda's Saturn is conjunct Kyle's moon. And it's like these relationships are just hard to quit. Saturn is commitment. The moon is emotions and needs. Literally, when I did this synastry and was disgusted by it in certain ways, I realized that all of the significant relationships I've had, which is like 4, were with guys who had Saturn on my moon. And not just like in the decan of my moon. I have a 23 degrees moon in Sagittarius. And last year, I just had my birthday. But in my last birth year, I was in a first house year and I was like, I will be single forever. I think that'll just work for me. But then I was like, maybe I just need to consider not dating guys who have Saturn and Sagittarius in the 3rd decan. But I don't know. I really enjoyed also being single. Yeah, a hundipo. Because it can be Saturn. So her Saturn can cut down his feelings. Like she can really say like you, but then also his moon on her Saturn can make her like aware of her struggle. There's just a lot of shit up in the air with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy like for someone who like me who doesn't really watch, but I appreciate knowing about pop culture, so I know who all these people are. But I didn't realize they like the I Can't Quit You vibes. Like they were together for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like between
Literally,
dating, marriage, and just
you know what 10 years is, right?
What is it,
They
Dana?
got
Tell
divorced
us.
at the nodal opposition of when they met.
Oh, damn. Nodes will get ya.
Nodes will get ya. Damn. All right. So then we have the second 2 people in this saga, and this is Ciara and West. And this was a couple that hooked up on screen during the season, and then they dated a little bit more off camera before having a messy breakup and then having a lot of will they, won't they moments during the latest season. And it did seem like they could possibly reconcile. So let's look at Ciara and West's history.
Okay, so I actually was a very avid watcher through the COVID season, which is where they lost me. But I'm familiar with Ciara, not with West. So Ciara was born December 24th, 1995 in Atlanta, Georgia, and she has a Libra rising. West was born December 30th, 1994 in Columbia, Missouri, and he has a Scorpio rising. So again, they're big 3s. She's a Capricorn sun, an Aquarius moon, and a Libra rising. West is a Capricorn sun, a Sagittarius moon, and a Scorpio rising. So Ciara's moon, the best part about this, Ciara's moon Venus conjunction sextiles West's moon Jupiter conjunction. So it's the sweetest part of their synastry, in my opinion. literally just like teensiest bit of effort for them makes things work, which I guess can also fuck things up because a little bit of effort from one person can be overestimated for what can be the next step. It just doesn't take much to get back in their good graces. And as I'm guessing, Ciara is not usually the offender of breaching those graces. Their Venuses square each other by sign. So his Venus is in Scorpio, hers is in Aquarius. It's not a deal breaker, but it makes things uncomfortable, especially with regards to opening up. His Venus, again, is in Scorpio. It's in his first house, so he thinks he's the prize and maybe struggles to admit when he's wrong. Ciara's Venus is in Aquarius in her fifth house, so she is the prize, but often she can be used for pleasure or amusement because she also enjoys these things, and she hopefully inherently knows she's the prize, but doesn't always get treated like one. Her rising, Ciara's rising, is in West's 12th house of shadows and sacrifices, so Girl Run was my first note. She can intuit his moves before he makes them, but he can't always see her, which she could just end up hating him. It's sometimes like how that hatred is too limiting because it's such complex feelings. This is actually can be really great and definitely very horny because it's so spiritual, but it can also be like, how the fuck could you do this to me? You can't see me at all. And then West's rising is in Ciara's second house of self-esteem and possession. So she's possessive over him. What do I mean by this? She really feels the loss and it hurts her self-esteem when he chooses, and I say put chooses in quotes, someone over her. She's possessive of him, but in a way he becomes a possession because he chooses. Does that make sense? And I know it sounds like I'm blaming him, and I am. Their suns are conjunct though, so they share a lot. They have a lot in common. They have a lot of dry humor, similar aspirations or ideals, mutual respect, and commonality. Their Mercuries are in tight conjunction. And Ciara's Mars is conjunct West's Mercury. So she can really cut him down to size, but she can also motivate him and clarify things for him. And she would be great for drawing up a plan for him, right? If he needed a schedule, she could do it so quick. I think also he might be intimidated by her, and maybe subconsciously she reminds him of his father in ways that he doesn't always love, or in ways he's not necessarily mature enough. And also, okay, maybe sometimes she's hurtful. Okay, you guys. West Mars in Virgo squares Ciara's Pluto and Sagittarius. So this is super chemistry, but also games could be out of control, and there's an intensity that can't be released. But their Mars also are in trine to one another. So they have Earth sign Mars, his Mars in Virgo, trines her Mars in Capricorn. That seems really pleasant, really nice. Also, they would be really good at having they likely would be on the same page about having a budget. And then West's Chiron in Virgo, it's opposite Ciara's Saturn in Pisces. So this is a sound again, which is a Titanic callback. It's a sound that old Rose makes when she drops the heart of the ocean into the water at the end of the movie. This relationship makes her extremely vulnerable, especially because she's so Saturn ruled. So that opposition from Chiron is, do I be vulnerable? Do I not? And if he leans into being spiritual and selfless, they could both gain from this aspect, but maybe that ship has sailed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely feel like in the last season, he was definitely walking on eggshells with her. But I definitely think it's always hard when your ascendant is in someone's 12th house because I feel like it's like a connection, but you can't really figure it out. It's murky, especially with the Venuses being
Ascendant person
square.
becomes like, I know, I don't want to be like, you're a victim, but there's no way really people can get past it and work through it, of course, if the 12th house person's really open to being told things about themselves that they cannot yet see. But usually the 12th house is more learning things the hard way instead of learning things because you're open to it.
Yeah.
Because they're open to love.
Yeah. And I also just think it's kind of knowing something is there, or knowing the situation, but then also not being able to bring it into the light, if that makes sense.
I'm
You
hearing
both know the vibes of what's going on, but it's like you're unable to together bring it into I don't want to say real life, but it's like you just know there's something there, but you're not acting on it, but
it's in the
not
shadow.
Yeah, it's not
no one puts
clear.
the flashlight on.
Clear. Yeah, it's not clear what's happening.
I'm getting the opening chords of Lover I Don't Have to Love by Bright Eyes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What a throwback.
I love that song. I love Bright Eyes.
So what goes on is Amanda, spoiler, gets divorced from Kyle. She finalizes her divorce. They were together for 4 years. And then her and Wes completely blindside everyone on the cast and the world when they release a joint statement that they are exploring the feelings that they have for each other. So
So
Humiliation that people have to
embarrassing.
go through now.
I'm
Like,
sorry. Like,
you don't
just
have to announce
it's
everything. You
so
don't have to go on social media.
there's no
it's
dignity
so,
anymore.
yeah, it is
Let's
undignified.
work our feelings for each other.
Also, too, spoiler if you have not watched the reunion, cover your ears. I have not watched the reunion either, but I do go on Reddit, which is where I get all my gossip. And Redditors were pretty up in arms because allegedly Wes and Amanda were telling everyone that until they wrote that announcement, they had never had sex. And then after they released it, they had sex for the first time.
Wait, that's
Ew, that's so gross to me for some reason.
it's so weird. Why would you? What would necessitate that lie?
But people think they're lying because Wes is like
Because they are.
hooks up with everyone. So it's, oh, you guys just didn't
Because
hook
it's
up.
weirder to do than anything else. Like,
Wait, is there anything in their
You really put the
synastry that
passion
would
on
say
ice?
they're like so weird?
yeah, I think there is, but I have to really be looking at those in a bit. So yeah, the announcement was on March 31st, 2026. It was the day before a full moon in Libra, which means clarity in relationships. There's a spotlight on relationships. The moon was ruled by Taurus, Venus in Taurus. So there's a need to be selfish about what makes you jealous and the need to own it, as Lisa Rinna would say. Fellow Bravovian. The sun was in Aries, the moon was in Virgo, so it doesn't really matter how much you do for someone else. It doesn't mean they'll stay. That's what this sort of in conjunction deals with. It's also an impulsive sun with a compulsive moon. What could go wrong? What goes wrong is that you humiliate yourself by saying the most ridiculous thing. So also the moon was opposite Mars this day. This is war, it's lust, it's staking claim. Mars is war. The moon is about physical objects, what's tangible, what's the current moment, the hands on the clock. And then Venus in Taurus is squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So again, this is jealousy. It's significant pivots in romance too. Squares are pivots. And then Moon is trining Uranus and Mercury is trining Jupiter. So these trines bring the gossip to the people. It's spilling the tea in a major way. Big news that you really you don't see coming. Or it's news you expect attached to news you definitely were like not aware of. Saturn sextiles Pluto too, which is a milestone and a cataclysmic event. And in Ciara's case, she's so Saturnian, this Saturn sextile Pluto hits her in a hard way. But ultimately frees her, hopefully. As a Saturn Pluto sextile, I hopefully will.
Freeze her. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's so much murkiness around this announcement and the timing, and I still don't think anyone really knows when they were first actually hooking up. But this is the reason why this announcement was such a big deal for various reasons. One, because Amanda always claimed to be a loyal friend to Ciara. She has also gone on record being like, I want to be single. I don't want to date anyone after my divorce, all this stuff.
Seems like someone who has mastered therapy language and weaponized it, maybe.
I know. I don't know what her deal is, honestly. But basically, Ciara was really blindsided because they were good friends. Like, even if her and West never had the full-blown relationship, which just because we didn't see it on screen doesn't mean it didn't happen. Like, Amanda was her bestie, and you tell your friends everything that goes on with your crushes and your life, and West definitely hurt Ciara's feelings, and Amanda knew that. I just feel like she's, I don't know, like a pathological liar.
Interesting. I trust you and your instincts.
I think, too, it's just a messy situation, because on one hand, it's like, Ciara told her like all of her feelings for Wes. Amanda knew the ins and outs of all of that. And it is like girl code to not hook up with a guy that your really good friend has been hooking up with. But then it's like, you can't help the way you feel. Like, is there a world where maybe Amanda does really like Wes a lot? Maybe. So it's like, I don't know, but they're just bizarre people.
Yeah, that's, I think maybe, I mean,
like, he seems like a rebound to me.
I've never seen the man. I've only seen like a tiny thumbnail of his face.
Like we were talking about in our text thread, he looks like a doofus, but he is like fun.
Looks
I
like the
feel
villain from Billy Madison.
Yeah, like I think if we were all out with him when we were like in our more aggressive Butch McGuire days, we would be friends with him. We'd be like, yeah, you're so
Sure, I could
fun.
see that, yeah.
So
I don't know. I just feel like Ciara seems so much more mature and beautiful, and get why she would like to hang out with him. But would she really cry over this man? Us, I don't know.
We can get into Ciara and Amanda's synastry before.
Exactly. So let's get into their synastry, Dana. Tell us
Okay.
about them.
So Amanda's Leo rising sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Chiron are in Ciara's 11th house of friends. So yeah, they do get along famously. This does feel really good. They do share similar ideals. Amanda does inspire Ciara and make her feel like she can do maybe not anything, but things that she makes her believe in herself. However, Amanda's Venus Mars conjunction in Ciara's 12th house of shadows indicates that Amanda is a hidden enemy. Mars in the 12th house does not guarantee that. Sometimes that person will help you dig to the bottom of your psyche. And again, it's your 12th house, so you might want to be open to hearing things you might not even believe yet. But yeah, she's also carrying on behind Ciara's back, although waited to announce it on Instagram before really consummating it like a normal person. And then Amanda's moon is conjunct Ciara's sun, so they're kindred spirits. There's a great foundation here for a loving relationship of any type. But Amanda's Saturn in Aquarius is like exactly conjunct Ciara's Venus. So this is the heartbreak emoji and the ice face emoji. It's cold, it's desolate. It's also rough because Pluto is transiting that now. So Pluto comes to be like, actually, I'm going to fuck up your whole vibe. And then Amanda's Saturn's also conjunct Ciara's moon, just like it was with Kyle. So she sort of, whatever the reasons, she breaks up with both of them around the same time. It binds them together until it doesn't. And then with Ciara in this case, her feelings end up getting trivialized and hurt, right? And then also Amanda's Venus-Mars conjunction in Virgo is opposite Ciara's Saturn in Pisces. So this does complicate loyalty. They might have different standards of loyalty. And it's not something that's always very evident, but it comes out eventually.
damn. Wait, so I've consulted the Bravo stands on Reddit, and somebody answered your question about what does Ciara see in Wes, and same thing with Amanda. And this person says, there's a part of Wes that we don't see on the TV, in my opinion. I think he has a great capacity for emotional connection. He seems to really narrow in on a woman for a period of time and really get up in her business and life. This is different than love bombing. Honestly, it's like friendship bombing. He has deep conversations with them, projects so much care onto them, and then he cuts it off. I think that's what Ciara is still working through when she calls it a friendship, because she says she wants to still be best friends with him, even if they weren't dating prior to this. So this person's, I think what Ciara needs to come to terms with is that this wasn't like special just for her. The way he was treating her is like how he treats a lot of women. He just gets super close to them and is able to talk to them about their family stuff and deep things with them.
I like how that person humanizes him, both of them. It's human, but because obviously they're not just like, he's a psycho narcissist. He just friendship bombs, but but also that could be, I don't know, its own horror film.
Yeah, where it's like your top 10 horror films. I don't know if you know that trend on Reddit, but it's like waking up hungover.
And you like my top 5 horror things as a blank, whatever.
That's so fun.
Okay. But basically, we need to just dissect the timeline a little bit, because Ciara had been suspicious of Amanda and Wes since January.
Okay.
So basically, Ciara, this is according to page 6. Apparently, Ciara invited Amanda to grab drinks, and Amanda ignored the text. And then when she checked her iPhone location, she was at Wes' apartment.
What? Okay, no.
Which was
That's
weird.
fucked up.
She
Also,
confronted
stop
her
sharing
about
your
it.
location with
Exactly,
people.
you idiot.
That's so wild.
Then people like Dumois said that someone had reported Amanda and Wes holding hands at an NYC bar. And then Ciara again confronted Amanda about it and said she denied any romantic involvement. And then finally, a Bravo stan, had a video of them making out in Wes' apartment, because I guess she was his neighbor and she can see into his window, which feels like an invasion of privacy.
That's like
but
fucked up.
whatever.
The lack of discretion here is insane to me.
It is, and that's what I think is so crazy.
I'm
is
not
like
famous at all, and yet the idea of doing any of that, do you know what I mean? Like, so being
exactly.
very famous, especially online, and doing that in the online age.
So that was like March 29th
Wild.
that Ciara saw the video. And then this statement, like we mentioned, went live March 31st. And then there was that video or photo of Ciara on the ground crying outside of the Hermes store. So it's like it felt, again, like
Wonder what she
gaslighting
bought.
her friend. It seems like they only made that announcement because there was video proof of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So
they were just trying to get ahead of it. Yes. So police was saying, though she suspected West and Amanda, the world is really rallying around Ciara right now. She's getting some brand deals, even though her world was crashing down and she was seen crying on the street. So what were the transits like for her during the announcement?
Okay, so she is in a 7th house Aries Mars year. It's literally the house of relationships, public adversaries, of war, and it's Mars is her time lord. So it's rough.
Girl.
It's cutting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So transiting Mars is conjuncture Saturn, and this is feeling attacked. It's a quickening, it haste, it speeds things up, and it's super impactful because, again, Mars is her time lord, and because she's so Saturnian. And then the transiting Sun, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron are all in Aries in her perfected 7th house of committed relationships, which includes friendships that are very one-on-one. Those are also 3rd house. But anyway, I digress. And then Chiron's literally conjunct her natal south node. So the Sun shines a light on 2 major relationships for her, and then Saturn cuts her off from both of them. Neptune is like she knew it, but she couldn't prove it. It's the confusion, the perplexity, like the being gaslit, and then also feeling so crazy than being driven crazy by what you felt crazy about being confirmed. And then Chiron, it's conjunct her south node, which is opening the oldest wound, and truly she needs spiritual dialysis, not to block him. Don't keep him as your best friend. There's no shame in ending a friendship for your own sanity.
Blocking him on everything.
And also, are you not going to block Amanda? Or are you not going to say friends with Amanda? I don't know.
It seems like she's
Not my
very
business.
over Amanda right now.
I'm saying not my business as I'm going deep into the astrology.
Yeah.
Both are
Not my business.
not my business.
But you're moon, bitch.
And then Pluto in Aquarius is conjuncture Venus. So this is that sinking feeling of finding out your best friend is dating your fling, who is maybe shitty. Or maybe I say fling because it seems like they never had the title. Although it seems like Amanda and Wes certainly don't either. They're exploring?
They're exploring their feelings for each other.
Pluto conjuncture Venus is also breaking and binding. It's like transformative experiences and romance. Perhaps learning that it doesn't matter how pretty she is. Some guys are just going to be assholes. And I don't mean like she thinks she's so pretty and she thinks she's just like a pretty person inside and out. But it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how, like, Monica Bellucci's husband cheated on her. You know what I mean? I think she's like the prettiest person I've ever seen. I don't know. There's just no getting around it. So yeah, Pluto on your Venus is also perhaps seething. And then the moon is in Virgo, squaring her natal Jupiter. So this is getting big news in a tough way. And then the moon in Virgo is also opposite her natal Saturn. So there's devastation here. It's like biblical levels of betrayal.
Yeah.
Biblical. Yeah. So I feel like the difference between this and Scandival, which is another Bravo scandal that we have an episode about, you guys can go back and listen to it, but is that I feel like there was a lot of gaslighting and constant back and forth of no, we're not, or like all this. Whereas I feel like the Scandival thing came out of nowhere and was just like, bam, it just hit everyone over the head. There wasn't any of this speculation time. And now it's not as bad. They're not I don't know. It is bad.
Imagine though,
way.
if I remember correctly, during Scandival, Tom Sandoval would leave his phone at other Tom's house. Can you imagine Tom Sandoval being smarter than you?
Smarter than you, Amanda.
Smarter than you, even if in terms of deception, you just didn't even think of that. You're going to deceive but not go all the way.
Yes.
Not be smart about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
So, should we look at Amanda and West Synastry?
Yes, we have to.
Should we do the dirty? Okay.
We have to do the dirty because I don't see them having longevity, but I'm curious to see where this chart shakes out.
So, something interesting is that her son's in Leo and his son's in Capricorn, which is also the same sun signs of Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. That's just an interesting, maybe they have a similar relationship. I don't know. But both Amanda and West have Mars and Virgo, so they're similarly compulsive. They have good sexual chemistry. They're on the same page with regards to selection and physical aspects of relationship, including sex. But I guess they can also, the hard part is that at a certain point, if things go bad, they can be so nitpicky and critical, but they might not agree on what to be nitpicky and critical about. And then West's moon Jupiter conjunction is in Amanda's 5th house of pleasure, dating, sex, and fun. So this is the kind of synastry that could influence someone to throw away a years-long friendship because it's just so fun. And Jupiter is that lasting bigness. It seems so something to believe in. And then the moon satisfies her needs. Jupiter and the moon are both about satisfaction. And instead of being married to an old man-child, she's actually probably having fun again, which I guess to give her the benefit of the doubt, yeah, it's like she's traumatized, no doubt, from being married to Kyle. Can you imagine your marriage not going well and then your 40-something-year-old husband being like, I'm going to be a DJ? Like,
Oh my God.
oh, that is the final straw. That is my 13th reason. And then the 5th house is games of chance, gambling. So they're having fun, but at what cost?
At
They're really
what
gambling
cost, Amanda?
with life here. And then West Scorpio rising is in Amanda's 4th house of hidden things. So it's no surprise that it began as a secret romance.
Also, West just having a bunch of planets, including his sun in her 6th house, is like they are coworkers too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's so
Interesting.
good point.
Well,
His Saturn in her 8th house and him breaking up a significant, the Saturn in the 8th house is like that transit is when a lot of people's relationships end. And that we just had Saturn in Pisces. So because the 8th house is where we agree, where we share, especially in romantic relationships. So that's interesting that she really had to sacrifice an important relationship to be dating this other guy.
she sacrificed 2 important relationships because you know what? Rihanna unfollowed Amanda. I just need everyone to know that. And if you not only let go of Ciara, but Rihanna for a man-child,
The person who wrote "Bitch Better Have My Money" followed and then unfollowed me. I wouldn't like that.
I would not like
it
that.
wouldn't make me feel good.
It would not make me feel good. But Rihanna is trying to save the day for Ciara. She DM'd her and was like, let me know who you want me to set you up with. I'm
Hell
down.
yeah.
That's so cool.
So, Dana, is there anything that is looking good for Ciara coming up in this year? I mean, obviously, like we said, she's going to get brand deals. I'm sure she's going to have a great revenge arc like Ariana. But anything that's looking good for her this year?
Yeah, 100%. So in February of this year, February 2026, the eclipses began in the same sign as her Venus and her moon. So the North Node will enter Aquarius, where she has her Venus and her moon sign on July 26, 2026. So that will trigger an era for her, which by the nodes last 18 months in one sign. So 18 months from July 2026, like towards the end of that era, that's when the node will be exact on her Venus and her moon, and she'll have important transits between then. But yeah, this will be like a huge moment for her. It's also in her 5th house, so it'll also be freeing her to do her own sorts of projects, as well as having fun, having real romance, and also seeing her own value in a way that she isn't maybe as susceptible to people who just want to be her best friend. I don't know.
You know what? No one can make you see your own value like the ultimate self-validating Aries moon, Rihanna.
Beautiful.
Really, truly. So I hope she learns some lessons from her. And I hope she gets paid from all of this. At the end of the day, just get paid, girl.
With all those Capricorn planets.
Yeah, it seems like she's gonna. All right, this was a Summer House Saga recap. With that, I'm Elise.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is Allegedly Astrology.
Bye.